Greetings guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. Long time no see. For those of you that are here, I am feeling much better and am recovering from COVID, but tonight I have lately, it's the Leo in me. We do burn the candle at both ends. I really try to have moments of restoration and self-care, and today was a day full of that, and maybe that's why I have such a burst of energy to come share some energy with you guys tonight. And what I was guided to do was a few things. So there's been so much on my mind that I want to talk to you guys about, but one of the things that we're going to do is pull some archetype cards, Goddess Power Oracle. And this was something actually that was a gift that I received over the last few weeks from a beautiful friend who sent me a care package as I was homebound and quarantined. And so I've been familiarizing myself with the energy of this deck. What I have found is that, did I say hello? Hi guys, my name is Monette. I'm a professional intuitive empath, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. What I have seen here as I've worked with these cards in the last few weeks is that they're really powerful, and they're powerful in a way that means that well, the message has begun. I don't know how many we'll pull because they are quite meaty, and I actually felt led in some regard to focus solely on sharing the energy of maybe one card per video, because there's a lot to unpack, maybe clarifying with some oracle or tarot as I feel led. The first card that literally popped out for us was Shatki. Shatki, transformation. Now, this card in the tarot would be the scorpionic energy of death, rebirth, regeneration, and new cycles. So let's see what we have here with Shatki. One of the things that I think it's really important to do, because there are a myriad of tarot cards and oracle cards and angel cards and fun cards and light cards and African American cards, and they expand every day. But the thing that I really want you to train yourself to do is paint with all the colors of the wind regarding your intuition. And what that means to me is pay attention to the imagery in the card. There are books that tell us what they mean, and we'll get into the meaning because I feel like there's an important message in here for some of you guys, maybe even for myself about that. But the thing that's really important to remember about this whole thing, any divination tool, is about strengthening your intuition and psyche. A leaf, literally, that falls down in front of you as you walk outside could be a divination tool, could have a message for you. It just depends on how you paint with all the colors of the wind. A lot of people come to tarot because they're like, tell me the answer. But the thing that I tell you, my loves, is what is depicted here in this card is you already know the answer. My job here is to help you strengthen your resolve, to help you strengthen your intuition, and to help you trust what you already know. As her hand is to her head here, depicting the crown chakra, an expansion, an opening, an awakening. Now, this is something interesting because over the last while in my life, in the last about 2 years, I got very in touch with my body regarding signs, singles, tingles, ticks that I was having during a reading. If I scratched my nose, or if my crown chakra lit up on a left or right side, tingle like pins and needles, that kind of feeling, like something like crawling through your head in the best way, you know, that kind of like, ooh, goosebumps. My body would flush, or I would shake, or I'd hear high-pitched noises in ears. I would have, and these are all things you can look up that are ascension symptoms. So guys, I just want you to pay attention. So before we talk about what I see here, let me tap into your intuition and start to learn to paint with the colors of the wind. What do you see here? Now, let's do a bit of manifestation, metaphysical magic together. You got a chance to look at this card. I'm going to hold it up one more time. I want you to snapshot the first thing that came to you. Watch how God works it into the reading. I don't know how. They said to say it. So pop. We'll go. I'll scroll it all the way up so you can get a good look at it from top to bottom. Grab something. Screen grab or mind grab something. Very apropos for this card. Hold on to it. And let's talk about that. So, what I noticed from this card before we get into the meaning is a few things here. The first thing that I noticed was a crescent moon, which means that things are not fully known. So whatever cycle, situation, or complication you're dealing with has not had a full resolution. And this is a sliver of a crescent moon. Did any of you guys notice that? We'll do a little door explorer. Okay, so a sliver of a crescent moon. That means things are still yet to be revealed, and this is going to be important for some of you guys regarding closure in a situation. And it lets me know that this may play out over several months. I'm seeing 3/4. I feel like what I'm hearing is like 8 to 9 months. So this is what, especially because of the size of the moon. So the way my brain intuitively calculated that was like a fraction. The way that I looked at it is so much is missing still. And so if we have to put it to a time frame, let's talk about a year. When I'm looking at her crown chakra, I see that you're receiving incredible downloads, and that's really quite apparent. They've made it so with this card. But I see that she has been adorned. That's the thing. I see that she has been adorned. When I'm looking at this person, I see that this is somebody who has been into battle. I see that this is somebody who has had many trials and tribulations, and this is someone who has made treasures from her battles, and not just from her battles, but from her experiences. So you see how she is completely adorned. Now, what's fascinating to me, the thing that stands out very much, is that wrist cuff. So you see the wrist cuff that she has here? Okay, so the first thing I heard was put on the armor of God for the spirit of heaviness, but it's just covering her wrist. So let's talk about wrist and tap into that part of our intuition. A wrist can flick, a wrist can direct. When I see a wrist like this, it's bound, but I don't feel like she's shackled. I'm seeing the Chariot card in tarot, and what I'm seeing here is the way that the person who is controlling these two powerful beasts that are attached, these horses, these two equestrian, magnificent energies, muscle and sinew and magic, they're controlling them with a bridle in their mouth and a flick of the wrist. So the fact that her wrist is girded this way intimates to me that you are far more in control of your destiny than you've been giving yourself credit for. She's taken time to adorn this in jewels because she changes the course of her life with what she thinks, what she writes, and how she works. This is about work. The other thing that stands out to me is her hair. Now, it could be in tendrils, but it feels to me like it's dreads. And as I get closer, yes, it is in fact dreads. And this also is about accumulating a lifetime of experiences. Whenever we see anybody in the diaspora dreading their hair, and this originated in West Indian cultures and African cultures as well, obviously. But when I say West Indian cultures, you guys can tell my bias here. I'm West Indian, but from African cultures, our hair care and all of the rest of it. But there is a story that's told, and that's why you see when singers that have had dreads for a long period of time, Mr. The Weeknd, what is his name? Ty Esfae, I can never say his name right, but The Weeknd and also Lenny Kravitz come to mind. They talk about shaving off the energy of the journey. So whomever is watching tonight has been on a long journey, and they have accumulated a lot of energy. And I feel like it's serving them right now. You're not at the stage of the fresh shear and making sure that you take away all of that. I think that it's supposed to be here. I think that you are supposed to be still taking from the wisdom. I also am seeing Samson from the Bible with his locks of hair and the power being in the hair. So there's something about hair for somebody here, I guess. There's something about hair. There's something about what you want to do. Nobody else like taking power away from you. That's what this is about. And transformation. All right, let's get into the meaning of the card and read that together. So what did you guys see? I can't wait to see how it pops up and what we finish out with here. So transformation, 46. Even that number is associated, and perhaps purposely, by the author. The author of this is Colette Baron Reed, who is a practitioner. She's a shaman of sorts, really, a writer, prolific. However, 46 adds up to 10. And 10 is the number of completion, the 10 of Wands if you read tarot. It is the end of a cycle, or it's the beginning of something. Whenever we get to 10 in the tarot, we are wrapping things up. So let's talk about Shatki. Wonderful change is afoot in your life when Shatki comes to support you. All your longing, desire, and focus on something better in your life, coupled with your willingness to do the work, has ignited. Remember what I said about her hand and the work, okay? And like working and what do we work for, has ignited the life force energy of the great goddess. She responds, now to bring your heart's desire. Know that it is the perfect time to move into the highest version of yourself. Are you ready for this change you so badly wanted? Everything depends on how honest and clear you have been. Let's talk about clarity with those radiant beams coming from her head. It looks like she's in divine clarity. How honest and clear you have been, and how willing you are now to explore other ways of being authentic in the world. You have the magical, feminine, divine energy of the creator, Shatki. And when I say the creator goddess, this is an archetype, okay, guys? God, it's a lot of disclaimers to have to give. Trust the message that's coming through. So this goddess energy that you are channeling is to help you become open to doing things differently. You are stepping into your destiny. Do so wisely, without guile, and you'll be amazed at the way your world awakens with breathtaking beauty. That is the empowerment message, and this deck comes with an alignment message, and I'll read both because I felt two. Sometimes people and situations come into your life as a kind of change agents that turn your life upside down. What you thought was real and expected is challenged by someone else's perspective or behavior, which you have no control over, Divine Feminine, not even a little bit. This can be quite painful and deeply confusing, but the creator, goddess Shatki, wants to offer you her guidance. Can you see how everything that is off balance is serving you now? A change of perspective. You see how she's touching her head? And to me, it looks like right about where her third eye would be, just above it. It's interesting to me. Can you see how everything is off balance is serving you now, helping to open old wounds so that they can finally heal? You know you are seeking this change, this magical metamorphosis for a better life, for you and for your loved ones. Right now, your alignment task is to love that part of yourself that sabotages your efforts to move forward. Love the insecure you. Oh, this is a word here. Love the insecure you, Divine Feminine. Love the one that is jealous, the one that sees you as not enough when the world is truly full of potential. Life loves you. The feminine aspect of the universe, great goddess herself, and all your angels, and God of wonders, your guides, helpers, remind you that you came here with as a spiritual being, learning to co-create the world anew. So Shatki, transformation, is a card that is surrounding you. Guys, it is a powerful lesson. And I will say, in the last few years, it's one that I allowed myself to fully embrace regarding feeling all of my primal shadow feelings about relationships, about workplace, about business, about entrepreneurship. I had a lot of emotions that I had to parse out and ask, what am I working for? What am I worth? What are people around me worth? What are they working for? And I had to see where those things align. And as the guidebook depicts, it was painful and it was hard and it literally turned my world upside down. But as one of my favorite Christian songs says, I wouldn't take nothing from my journey now. The work that I did has proven to be pivotal and invaluable. I could not have paid for the education that I received in the spiritual realm by allowing myself to go into a dark night of the soul. And nobody goes into a dark night of the soul willingly. We go because we are pushed expeditiously. And that is because God knows that we have a place to go and He wants us to grow, not just show. You've heard that before, grower, not a shower. Both is what we are supposed to be, but a lot of us get lost in the foolery of the showing. Show and prove is a colloquial thing that is said. Will you show and prove? When you go through those kind of transformational changes, the showing and proving is left up to you. And that means you have to do the heavy lifting and the work you don't want to do. Transformation, if you're getting a card reading and that comes up in the spread, that scorpionic energy of transformation, rebirth, and death, something always has to end before something else begins. And it's one of the things as humans we shy away from. We all have our own internalized fears of our mortality and the mortality of any relationship that we've cultivated. But it is the circle of life and the very normal course of nature for there to be cyclical patterns of not only behavior, but of changes and evolutions, of passing away and then rebirth, of pruning and cutting something back, which could be painful, only to watch something blossom and flourish. When you get this energy out, that's the thing that your angels are working with you on. That's the thing that they want you to know about. Transformation, for whoever clicked on this video, is part of this year. It's also imbued sometimes with fear, always with fear. We don't like change. We don't like to be off the beaten path and be off what we consider to be normal for us. So we will fight that. And one of the things you have to accept is this is a part of our life. That's why you live every day in the very best way. And then you teach and you continue to move on and you grow. But you can't escape this part. This one thing each one of us will know. Transformation. May the energy of Shatki be with you as you evolve. May the power of your ancestors and your angels, God of wonders above all majesty, be with you. Just a quick disclaimer on these cards for people that may have come from a Christian background and may think this as blasphemy or idol worship. We're talking about archetypes. The same thing as people who pray to the saints, or the fact that we talk about a man named Jesus, as far as I am concerned. Meaning that we are learning from the energies of people that were here. The disciples all had personalities, and we take parts of their personality and maybe use them as a reference to a thing we might be going through. And that's why when we're doing different oracle cards and things like that, it's something that you have to make sure is comfortable for you. But if you can just take it as a story, as a message from your angels to guide you through the next thing you are going through, then do not be distracted by the noise of the world. One a beautiful energy is put before you. Think higher. Think with that crown chakra. Get your downloads and evolve. Come back and join me next time and we'll do just that together.